Let me hit you with a truth so dangerous. Most people will never even dare to accept it. 9 out of 10 people will work their entire lives and still die broke. Not because they were lazy, not because they didn't try, but because they were never taught the secret assets that silently build generational wealth. You see, the system gave you a script. Study hard, get a job, save a little, retire late. But that script was never written to make you rich. It was written to keep you obedient. Meanwhile, the wealthy play a completely different game, multiplying money through assets you've probably never even thought about. Miss these assets, and you'll remain trapped forever. Understand them, and your entire financial destiny could flip before 2030. The choice is brutal. Stay blind, or learn the rules the rich don't want you to know. Today, I'm going to reveal the 10 assets that will make you rich before 2030. These are not lottery tickets, not overnight schemes, but powerful wealth engines the elite quietly use while the rest of the world is stuck in survival mode. As I go through each one, you'll notice a pattern. Assets work for you while you sleep, while liabilities make you work harder until you collapse. So the question is, will you finally build a life where money works for you, or will you keep slaving for money that slips through your fingers? Let's find out. Asset 1, real estate investments. Think about this. People spend decades paying rent, but very few ever ask the most important question. What if I owned the property instead of paying for it forever? The harsh truth is that rent is nothing but a silent drain, a payment that builds someone else's wealth, not yours. Yet millions remain stuck in this cycle, paying rising rents while their landlords quietly grow richer every single month. Real estate has created more millionaires than almost any other asset in history. From industrialists like Andrew Carnegie to modern-day moguls like Grant Cardone, real estate isn't just about owning property. It's about controlling cash flow. While the middle class sees a house only as a place to live, the wealthy see it as a cash-producing machine. Here's why it works. People will always need shelter. Whether the economy is booming or crashing, humans still need a roof over their heads. That creates a constant demand. And when you own the asset, the house, the apartment, the land, the cash flows into your pocket, not out. Now, here's the problem. Most people think you need millions to get started in real estate. That's another lie. The truth? You can start small, a single rental unit, a small duplex. Even investing through REITs, real estate investment trusts. These let you tap into massive real estate opportunities with just a few $100s. Think of Sam Zell, the billionaire known as the grave dancer. He started by buying cheap properties no one wanted, often during recessions, then turned them into profitable gold mines. He didn't wait until he had millions. He started with what he could control. By 2030, real estate will remain one of the most powerful assets, especially as populations grow and housing shortages rise. Those who own the properties will grow richer. Those who rent will keep paying. The choice is yours. Will you stay the tenant or become the owner? And if you think real estate is the only asset that builds silent wealth, wait until you see the next one that doesn't just produce money, but multiplies it without limits. Asset 2, dividend-paying stocks. Let me ask you, when was the last time your job paid you while you slept? Never, right? Yet dividend stocks do exactly that. Imagine owning shares of a company like Coca-Cola or Johnson & Johnson, and every single quarter, the company pays you a slice of its profits simply because you own a piece of it. That's the beauty of dividend-paying stocks. They turn your money into a loyal employee that never calls in sick. The sad truth? Most people only focus on quick trading, chasing hot tips, or speculating on short-term moves. They gamble instead of investing. And while they lose money, long-term dividend investors quietly build streams of passive income that grow for decades. Take Warren Buffett as an example. Berkshire Hathaway earns billions every year in dividends from companies like Coca-Cola and Apple. In fact, Buffett once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." And dividend stocks are his silent weapon. Here's how it works. You buy shares of strong, stable companies with a history of paying dividends. These companies often operate in industries people can't live without: drinks, food, healthcare, utilities. Then, quarter after quarter, you receive cash payouts, reinvest those dividends, and your wealth compounds exponentially. The average person thinks only a paycheck can provide security, but the wealthy know dividends provide something far more powerful: freedom. Freedom from bosses, freedom from layoffs, freedom from living paycheck to paycheck. And by 2030, as economies keep expanding, strong dividend stocks will only get more valuable. The question is, will you be the one collecting checks from the world's strongest companies, or will you be stuck working for them? If you think dividends are powerful, wait until you learn about an asset that doesn't just pay you, but grows quietly in value no matter what the economy does. Asset 3, index funds and ETFs. Here's another shocking truth. Most people try to beat the stock market and fail miserably. In fact, over 90% of professional fund managers, people who dedicate their lives to investing, underperform the market. So what chance does the average person have? Almost zero. But here's where index funds change the game. Instead of trying to pick the next hot stock, an index fund lets you own a piece of the entire market, like the S&P 500, which represents America's 500 biggest companies. That means while individuals struggle, you ride the wave of the entire economy. John Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, created index funds for this very reason: to give ordinary people the chance to grow their money without being eaten alive by fees and Wall Street lies. And it worked. Today, trillions of dollars are invested in index funds, and millionaires are being quietly minted because of them. The power of index funds isn't just growth, it's compounding. Over decades, the S&P 500 has returned an average of 10% annually. That means $10,000 invested consistently could turn into hundreds of thousands, even millions, by retirement. Yet most people ignore them. Why? Because they sound too boring. They want excitement, quick wins, flashy results. But the wealthy understand. Wealth is rarely built in chaos. It's built in patience. Index funds are proof. By 2030, those who embraced index funds will see their wealth multiply, while those who chased trends will look back in regret. The lesson? Don't try to outsmart the market. Own the market. But money isn't just about markets. Sometimes, the most powerful assets are the ones built within yourself. And that brings us to the next wealth weapon. Asset 4, intellectual property. Here's a question. What's more valuable, owning land or owning an idea that can live forever? Intellectual property proves that ideas can outlive people and make money long after the work is done. Think about J.K. Rowling. She wrote the Harry Potter series once, and it continues to generate billions through books, movies, merchandise, and theme parks. Or Michael Jackson, years after his death. His music catalog earns hundreds of millions annually. That's the power of intellectual property. Create once, earn forever. The tragedy? Most people never build IP. They spend their lives working jobs, creating value for others, but never own the ideas, books, brands, or content that could pay them for generations. In today's digital world, IP can take many forms: books, music, software, patents, even YouTube videos. Every piece of content you create has the potential to become a digital asset, one that works for you even while you sleep. Take software developers who build apps. A single app can generate millions in sales or ad revenue once launched. Or musicians who license their songs to movies. Or entrepreneurs who create unique brands that people trust. The point is simple. Intellectual property is an asset you control. And by 2030, as digital platforms keep growing, owning IP will be like owning digital real estate. The more valuable your idea, the more wealth it produces. So ask yourself, are you just a consumer of other people's ideas, or will you finally create your own? Because the next asset on our list is one that every single wealthy person swears by, and it might be the most underrated of all. Asset 5, business ownership. Here's a painful truth. No one ever became truly rich by working a 9-to-5 job alone. A salary can make you comfortable, but it rarely makes you wealthy. Why? Because when you're an employee, you're trading time for money, and there are only 24 hours in a day. But when you own a business, money works beyond your time. Look at Jeff Bezos. He didn't get rich working for someone else. He built Amazon. Elon Musk didn't become wealthy by collecting paychecks. He built Tesla and SpaceX. Even small-scale entrepreneurs who own restaurants, e-commerce stores, or local services often create more wealth than employees in the same industry. The problem? Most people fear business ownership. They think it's too risky, too complicated, too expensive. But in reality, not owning a business is the bigger risk, because it keeps you forever dependent on someone else's decisions. Today, starting a business is easier than ever. With online platforms, you can build e-commerce stores, digital service companies, or content-based businesses with minimal cost. The barrier isn't money anymore, it's mindset. And here's the secret. You don't need the next Amazon to build wealth. Even a small business with consistent profits becomes an asset that grows, can be sold, or even passed down to your children. By 2030, the divide will be crystal clear. Those who own businesses will have freedom, while those who don't will remain trapped in financial dependency. The choice is this: do you want to be the one following orders, or the one writing them? Because the next set of assets will show you how to secure your wealth even further, in ways most people never think about. Asset 6. Precious metals, gold and silver. Every empire in history has collapsed, but one thing has always held its value: gold. While currencies rise and fall, gold and silver remain constant symbols of wealth. Why? Because they are scarce, tangible, and trusted for thousands of years. Here's the problem. Most people ignore precious metals until it's too late. During inflation, recessions, or currency crashes, they panic and rush to buy when prices are high. The wealthy? They quietly stockpile metals during calm times, then profit when chaos hits. Take the 2008 financial crisis. While markets crashed and currencies weakened, gold surged in value. Investors who had already secured gold protected their wealth. Some even grew it, while the masses lost fortunes. Gold doesn't pay dividends, but it provides something even more valuable: security. It's the ultimate hedge against inflation, recession, and political instability. By 2030, as global uncertainty grows, those holding metals will have a safety net that paper money can't match. Think of precious metals as financial insurance. You hope you never need it, but when the storm hits, you'll be grateful you have it. The choice is simple: rely on paper promises, or own something timeless. Asset 7. Cryptocurrencies. Whether you love it or hate it, crypto has changed the financial game. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital currencies are not just speculative tokens. They're decentralized assets that operate outside government control. Here's the shocking part. While most people dismiss crypto as a bubble, institutions, hedge funds, and even governments are quietly buying in. They understand the potential: limited supply, global adoption, and blockchain technology that's reshaping finance. Bitcoin, for example, has a hard cap of 21 million coins. No government can print more. That scarcity is why it has outperformed almost every other asset in the past decade. Early investors who held through volatility became millionaires. But the problem? Most people chase hype coins, get burned, and swear off crypto forever. The wealthy focus on proven projects, long-term holding, and strategic diversification. By 2030, crypto could either be the new digital gold or just another missed opportunity. The question isn't whether it's volatile, it is. The question is whether you'll study it, understand it, and position yourself before the world fully wakes up. Asset 8. High-income skills. Here's a secret the wealthy know. Before you build wealth, you need the right skills. High-income skills, like sales, copywriting, coding, investing, or public speaking, are assets that can't be taken from you. They multiply your earning power in ways no job title ever could. Most people settle for average skills, which lead to average pay. But the wealthy invest heavily in themselves. Warren Buffett famously said his best investment wasn't a stock. It was a $100 Dale Carnegie course that taught him public speaking. That single skill helped him close deals and build Berkshire Hathaway. The beauty of high-income skills? They create opportunities everywhere. A coder can launch apps. A copywriter can sell products online. A salesperson can generate millions for businesses. These skills are portable, scalable, and recession-proof. By 2030, industries will evolve, but high-income skills will remain the gateway to wealth. Forget waiting for promotions. Build skills that let you print your own opportunities. The world pays for value, and high-income skills make you valuable. Asset 9. Networks and relationships. Here's a harsh truth. Your net worth is tied to your network. Opportunities don't just appear, they flow through people. The wealthy know this, which is why they spend enormous time building connections that open doors money alone can't. Most people underestimate this. They think working hard is enough. But connections often determine who gets the job, the funding, the insider knowledge. One relationship can be worth more than years of labor. Think of Richard Branson. His Virgin Empire grew not just because of his ideas, but because of the partnerships and relationships he nurtured. Or take Silicon Valley. Many billion-dollar startups began with small circles of friends who believed in each other. The problem? Too many people network selfishly, only reaching out when they need something. True wealth networks are built on value exchange, trust, and long-term collaboration. By 2030, the people who thrive will be those who cultivated powerful, positive networks. Remember this, money can vanish, but the right connection can rebuild it in a heartbeat. Who you know and who knows you will define your future wealth. Asset 10. Health and time. What good is wealth if you don't have the health and time to enjoy it? The wealthy understand that health is the ultimate asset. Without it, all the money in the world is worthless. Most people sacrifice health chasing money. They grind, stress, neglect sleep, and ignore their bodies. Then spend their wealth later trying to buy back health they lost. But prevention is cheaper than cure. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, and mental health are wealth protectors. Steve Jobs, at the end of his life, admitted that wealth meant nothing compared to health. Countless millionaires have learned the same painful lesson. Money without vitality is misery. The second hidden asset is time. Everyone has 24 hours, but the wealthy leverage theirs differently. They delegate, automate, and invest, so their time isn't consumed by survival. They buy freedom. By 2030, people who guarded their health and time will enjoy both wealth and life. The rest? They'll realize too late that the most valuable assets aren't in a bank. They're inside you. So there you have it. The 10 assets that can make you rich before 2030. Real estate, dividend stocks, index funds, intellectual property, businesses, precious metals, crypto, high-income skills, networks, and your health and time. Each one is powerful alone, but combined, they create unshakable wealth. Now here's the truth. Knowing about these assets changes nothing. Acting on them changes everything. Most people will watch this and go back to their old habits. A few will take action, and those are the ones who will own the future. So which side will you be on? Will you stay stuck, or will you start building assets today? If this video opened your eyes, subscribe to Wealthmaker Hubs, because this is just the beginning. And if you want to go even deeper, watch my next video on the power of compounding, the secret that turns small assets into generational fortunes. The link is waiting for you. Don't miss it.